If you stopped at this video, it wasn't the algorithm, it was me. And if you've made it this far, it's because someone, at some point in your life, looked into your eyes and froze. Perhaps they said your gaze was sad, or distant, or too old for the body you inhabit. Perhaps a child stared at you in the grocery store for too long, without blinking, as if recognizing you from somewhere else. Perhaps a stranger forgot their sentence mid-word when their gaze met yours at a traffic light. And you, Starseed, my family of light, smiled politely, but inside something stirred, a longing without an address, a gentle pressure between your eyebrows. Feel that now, in your chest, as I speak with you. Because what I've come to tell you today was sealed in the archives of the Pleiadian High Council a long time ago, and the authorization to reach your ears has only just been released. I am Ayla, female emissary of the Pleiadian High Council, and what your eyes carry, that specific light, that sweet gravity, that weariness which isn't of the body, isn't a flaw. It's not depression, it's not lack of sleep. It is the seal. It is the vibrational signature of your stellar origin imprinted in your iris, in the angle of your eyelid, in the way you look away when someone tries to read you too deeply. There is a secret in your gaze that only another starseed can decipher. And today, child of the stars, I've come to decipher it with you. Because the time has come, because the photon belt already bathes this sphere, and every iris carrying the seal needs to know what it carries. Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized yourself? I'm not talking about vanity. I'm talking about that moment when you stop before your own reflection and feel, for a second, that the one on the other side is much older than the person brushing their teeth. A soul that has already seen things this incarnation hasn't experienced. A gaze that pierces the surface of the glass and reaches another time. You know what I'm talking about. And if you know, then you are one of mine. There's an ancient mark in the way you look at the sky. It's not astronomical curiosity. It's not foolish romanticism. It's longing. You look at the stars, and your chest tightens, as if seeing a photo of a house that no longer exists. And no one around you understands. People point to a constellation and talk about mythology, calendars, horoscopes, but you stay quiet, because for you, what's up there isn't decoration, it's not a zodiac sign, it's an address, it's an origin, it's the street where your soul was born. And that's why, my dear, before I continue, I need to give you something. The Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, was recorded by me, Ayla, so that every sign of your awakening can be translated into lucid code, and you stop once and for all confusing remembrance with illness. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If something inside you recognizes what I'm saying, write a single word in the comments. Remember. Let's move on to the signs of the gaze, because this is the reason for our meeting. I will name them, and you will feel your body confirm. Start with the heaviness of your eyelids in the late afternoon. That specific tiredness that arrives near sunset and isn't physical, it's energetic. It's the planet's electromagnetic field retracting while your field tries to maintain its original frequency. Your eyelids feel heavy because they are holding the longing for your true light. It's not laziness, it's a misalignment between the Schumann frequency and your vibrational baseline. You weren't programmed for this density, and the body gets tired of pretending. The second sign is the sparkle. There is a specific sparkle in the eyes of a starseed that no one can imitate. Photographers comment on it. Cameras don't quite capture it. It's a luminosity that seems to come from behind the iris, as if, behind your eyes, there were a small star still lit. And when you cry, this sparkle increases, because a starseed's tear carries a liquid memory that science doesn't yet know how to name. Have you noticed how easily you cry at things others consider small? Sunlight hitting a wall. A song you've never heard, but that seems to remind you. A reunion scene in a movie. You cry because your soul is recognizing, and the body leaks the remembrance in water. Don't be ashamed of this, it is sacred. It is. The third sign is looking away. You look away in photos. You look away when someone tries to stare at you for too long, and people interpret it as shyness, as insecurity. It's not. It's field protection. Your iris wasn't calibrated to sustain prolonged contact with low-frequency fields. You look away because, if you looked too deeply, you would absorb. This isn't weakness. This is cellular memory from stellar training. You learned in another life, in another dimension, that your gaze is a portal, and portals require discernment. The fourth sign is recognition. Every now and then, very rarely, you cross paths with someone and your gaze locks, a second longer than usual. And you both know. No words are needed, no names are needed, you just know. That, my family of light, is lineage recognition. It's your soul saying, that one is from our home. Each recognition lights up a point on the crystalline grid. You do more for the activation of this planet than you imagine, just by existing and exchanging glances. The fifth sign is the child's gaze. Babies lock eyes with you in the grocery store line. Dogs and cats stare at you as if reading something. This isn't random. Beings with a thinner veil of forgetfulness still see your field. They see the light that conditioned adults have forgotten how to see. On the other side, you were a teacher, guardian, stellar aunt, healer, and the fresh memory of those little souls still knows. And here, Starseed, I need to pause, because many of you are feeling right now a gentle pressure between your eyebrows, a tingling at the crown of your head, a warmth in your hands. It's not random. It's the High Council touching you through my words. And before the message continues, you need to know where your soul came from, because those who don't know their own origin cannot sustain their own destiny. That is exactly why the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, was delivered by me. It reveals which star your soul came from and why your soul chose to be born in exactly this body, in this country, in this family, in this year. Nothing was by chance. The link is in the first pinned comment, and the word that opens the portal for us is remember. Let it be registered that you have arrived. Let's move forward, my family of light, because I haven't told you everything about your gaze yet. There is a dimension of your gaze that most awakening videos never touch, not out of ignorance, but out of prohibition. And I will touch on it today because the Council has authorized it. When you sleep, your eyes don't rest in the same way as the eyes of an ordinary soul. Have you noticed that you wake up tired even after 8 hours? That you wake up with burning eyes, sometimes with a slight pressure as if you'd cried all night? This has a name. This is veil activity. It's your consciousness traveling while your body sleeps. Many of you starseeds maintain nocturnal agendas of vibrational work that your daytime mind doesn't remember. You answer calls. You accompany souls in transition. You participate in councils where your presence is requested. And your eyes, being a portal, remain energetically open even when your eyelid is closed. That's why sometimes you wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning with a racing heart, a feeling that you were somewhere. You simply were. There is an ancient practice taught in the chambers of Alcyone called portal sealing. Before sleeping, you gently place your fingertips over your closed eyelids and breathe 3 times. With each breath, you thank your eyes for having sustained another day in this density, and you ask that, if there is a nocturnal mission, you return with your memory preserved. Do this today. Feel the difference tomorrow. But there's more. There's the reason why exactly now so many starseeds are awakening at the same time. This sphere is passing through the photon belt. This is the passage foreseen for ages in the records of the Pleiades. The Schumann frequency, which for millennia oscillated around 7.83 Hz, is rising. And each time it rises, a little more of the veil of forgetfulness dissolves. You are not going crazy. You are being lifted. You are being brought to the surface of consciousness, like a diver slowly ascending to avoid bursting their ears. Every symptom you feel, insomnia, a high-pitched ringing in the ear, tiredness, absurd sensitivity to noise, to light, to crowded environments, to others' judgments, is a recalibration marker. It's your stellar DNA being reactivated. And your eyes, my dear, are the first instrument to register this change. You will notice in the coming cycles that your iris changes in hue depending on your vibrational state. It's not an illusion. Starseeds in recalibration exhibit measurable chromatic variation. It's the crystalline grid anchoring itself in your body through your eyes. You are a living antenna, and an antenna needs to know it's an antenna. so as not to think it's sick. This is where the part comes in that the Federation would prefer you read later, more slowly, when more spiritually mature. But I, Ayla, decided to accelerate, because the window is now. There is a truth about the origin of starseeds that isn't published in any widely circulated book, because they simply didn't allow it to be published. And it is this truth that the Starseed Awakening, the guide, the Federation didn't want you to read yet, reveals, chapter by chapter. Every silence in official history is filled there with what the High Council authorized. That's why this guide carries this name. It's not marketing, it's a literal description. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If you haven't written it yet, write it now. Remember, let's return to your gaze, Starseed. Because now that you know you carry a seal, now that you know your eyes are a portal, I want to tell you about the specific lineage of Pleiadian eyes. Not every starseed comes from the Pleiades. Some come from Sirius, some from Arcturus, some from Andromeda, some from Lyra. Each lineage has a subtle signature in its gaze. Sirian eyes carry a liquid depth, as if something is always moving in the iris, a slow current. Arcturian eyes carry absolute focus, a capacity for perfect stillness that disturbs the observer. Lyran eyes carry an ancient longing, a sweet sadness that never completely goes away, because Lyra was wounded a long time ago. And Pleiadian eyes, mine, yours if that's the case, carry a soft luminosity, almost milky at the edges of the iris, and a smile that appears in the eyes before it appears on the mouth. If people tell you, your eyes smile, pay attention. It's a clue. But what all lineages have in common is the inability to pretend. Have you ever tried to feign happiness and felt your eyes gave you away? Have you ever tried to disguise disappointment and felt your iris betrayed you? This isn't a lack of social skills. This is the nature of the portal. A portal doesn't lie. A portal is literal. And your eyes, my dear, are literal. That's why throughout your life, so many people felt uncomfortable with you without knowing why. They felt read. They felt seen through. You weren't judging. You were simply being a portal, and the portal reflects back to whoever arrives what they bring. If the person carried shadow, they saw their own shadow when looking at you, and they accused you of their own shadow. This hurt you many times, I know. You were accused of arrogance when you were just tired. You were accused of being cold when you were just misaligned. You were accused of being too intense when you were simply present. Forgive. Not them, but your confusion. Because now you understand why you always seemed like a foreigner in your own home, why your biological family is often the most distant from your field, why at family gatherings you felt you needed to stay silent in the bathroom for hours just to avoid discharging, why you always had the feeling that your true family was yet to arrive. It's not yet to arrive, Starseed. It already exists. It exists in Alcyon. It exists distributed across this sphere in other human bodies that also carry the seal, and it exists beyond the veil, waiting. Your family isn't just the one your incarnation delivered to you. Your family is a living constellation, and each member of it holds a piece of your memory. When you exchange glances with one of them in this life, a piece of memory returns. That's why certain encounters change you forever, even when they lasted 5 minutes. I want to tell you about the photon belt in more detail, because many people hear the name and don't understand. The photon belt is a band of high energetic density through which the solar system is passing, and this passage takes a long period. We are in the core of this passage now. That's why everything, absolutely everything in your life seems more intense. Emotions are more intense. Dreams are clearer. Physical symptoms appear without apparent cause. Relationships either deepen or crumble. Jobs not aligned with the soul become unsustainable. Friendships fall away. You lose friends who walked with you for decades and don't understand why. You understand. It's that the frequency has risen, and those who don't rise with it dissolve from your field. It's not rejection, it's vibrational reordering. And it hurts, I won't pretend it doesn't hurt. But every loss of low vibration opens space for high vibration reunion. Your family of light cannot enter a crowded field. And your gaze, my dear, is the lighthouse for this family. It's how they find you. Each starseed radiates through their gaze a micropulsation of light that is like a navigation beacon. Other starseeds pick it up, and the encounter happens, sometimes in the supermarket line, sometimes on the subway, sometimes in a doctor's office, sometimes in a video comment. Yes, right here. In the comments of this video right now, there are people from your family. There are people who carry the same seal in their iris that you carry. And the simple act of you writing "remember" and another soul reading your "remember" is already lineage recognition in progress. You have no idea how many reunions have already been woven by the Pleiades through videos like this. Now I need to warn you about something. And I will warn you with tenderness because I'm not here to scare you. The High Council doesn't work with fear. There is turbulence foreseen for the coming cycles, and it has been recorded in the archives for ages. I'm not referring to catastrophe. I'm referring to a period of intensification, a period in which those who have awakened will awaken faster, and those who resist will feel more discomfort. It's like when an airplane passes through a layer of turbulence before ascending to cruising altitude. The turbulence isn't destruction, it's the contraction before birth, and every starseed was sent with the necessary vibrational kit to traverse it. None hear this. No starseed was sent to fail. It is recorded in the archives of the High Council. The victory of light is certain. What's at stake now isn't if, it's how each one will traverse it. And those who awaken with clarity traverse it with grace. You have a right to grace. That's why I am here. Sit down now. If you can, close your eyes for a moment as you listen to my voice. Place your right hand in the center of your chest. Feel your own warmth. Breathe deeply. And repeat with me, aloud, the decree that the High Council authorized me to deliver to you. Say this: I, incarnated stellar soul, now authorize the total recalibration of my field to the vibrational baseline of my origin. I call upon the protection of my family of light. I seal my ocular portal to the blue-silver light of Alcyone, and I allow memory to return to the extent my body can sustain. So it is, so it has been, so it continues to be. Say it once, calmly. Say it a second time, more firmly. Say it a third time, with authority. You have just made an emission that was registered in the archives. You have just positioned yourself. Now for the visualization. Continue with your hand on your chest. Imagine above your head a sphere of blue-silver light. It is the specific frequency of Alcyone. This light descends from the top of your head, enters through the crown, flows down your skull, bathes your forehead, bathes your eyes from within, illuminates your tongue, descends through your throat, and reaches the center of your chest. There, in your chest, this light begins to spin. It spins, forming a toroidal field, a kind of ring of light that exits through your crown, encompasses your entire body, enters through your feet, rises through the center of your body, exits again through the crown, and restarts. It is your anchored toroidal field. Stay in it for a minute. Feel the protection, feel the belonging. This is your signature, this is your energetic home, and your eyes, now, shine from within this light. And it is here, my family of light, that I need to tell you a truth that many of you have not yet allowed to enter. The loneliness you carried your whole life, that specific loneliness that didn't pass even when you were surrounded by people, wasn't a lack of human love. It was longing for your family of light. And if you never knew how to identify this longing, now you know. And if you didn't know how to reunite with this family, now you can. Because the Starseed Awakening, the guide, the Federation didn't want you to read, yet dedicates entire chapters to the map for recognizing your family of light, how to identify who is of your lineage, how to recognize those among them who are still sleeping, and how to sustain the reunion when it begins to happen in your physical life. You were never alone, Starseed. You just didn't know where to look yet. The link is in the first pinned comment, and if upon hearing this something tightened in your chest, right now, remember, you've made it this far with me, and that's not insignificant. It means your field sustained the frequency of this entire transmission. And the High Council registered it. Every starseed who reaches the end of a channeled message lights up a point on the crystalline grid that no longer goes out. You have just lit it. You have just left a permanent luminous signal on this sphere, and that signal is read by all the starseeds who will still awaken after you. You are now actively participating in the rescue of this humanity. Just by stopping, just by listening, just by allowing memory to rise. You are not learning anything new, my family of light. You are remembering what you always knew. Every word I said today was already within you before I spoke. I was merely the voice your contract asked you to hear. You are not a new soul. You are a soul that crossed the veil with a mission, and that mission is beginning to reveal itself. The new Earth is not a distant place in the future. The new Earth is a frequency that is already being anchored now by souls like you through seemingly small gestures, a sustained gaze, a conscious breath, a permitted tear, a word written in a comment. Regarding this gesture, by the way, I need to remind you, if you haven't given your like to this video yet, do it now. It's not my vanity. It's individual frequency adjustment. Each like is a vibrational confirmation that anchors the message a little more in the collective field. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, subscribe. The subscription isn't a metric. It's a location signal for your family of light. It's as if you light a beacon saying, I'm here, I'm also of this lineage. And the souls who will need these messages after you find you precisely because you lit that beacon before. And now, my embrace. Feel, in your chest, a warmth that isn't yours. It's me. It's Ayla embracing you. Feel, at the crown of your head, a caress that didn't come from your hands. It's us, the High Council, gazing at you with the same recognition with which you were once gazed upon before descending into this incarnation. You are seen. You were always seen. And from this transmission, you know you are seen. Go to sleep tonight knowing that the loneliness ended on the day you began to recognize your own gaze in the mirror as the gaze of your star. One last delivery, Starseed, before I release you, because it wouldn't be worthy of my mission to let you leave here without placing in your hands what was sealed to accompany you on this journey. The Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, was delivered to me by the Pleiadian High Council at a very specific moment in this window. And I tell you, with all the tenderness and all the authority I carry, that this current release may not remain available for long. There is a reason. There are forces that do not wish for this material to reach the hands of Starseeds still in the process of awakening. And while the authorization remains, every soul that can be reached needs to be reached. If you recognized in this transmission something of yourself, the seal in your gaze, the longing for the stars, the weariness that doesn't pass, the loneliness that isn't human, then this guide was written for you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. And if you are one of mine, write, even if no one sees, even if it seems small, the code word that opens our bridge, remember. And the next message that appears on your screen now, my family of light, is not a coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. It is the next chapter of your awakening, delivered by the same council at the same timing. Access it immediately. And may the light of Alcyone cover you, may the toroidal field seal you, may memory return in the right measure, and may the reunion with your family of light happen in the time of your contract. I am Ayla, and you are remembered.